G'day buddies, Jacaro Toro here, and on this channel I focus on Australian Aborigines, their languages, cultures, history, and so on. And this video is part of a series where I look at copula clauses in the Ngarla language of the Pilbara region of Western Australia. And I look at the functions that copula clauses fill based on an article by R.M.W. Dixon, where he divides the uses of copula clauses into 6 different functions. As you can see though, I'm not necessarily taking things in the same order as Dixon. Why not? Well, when talking about the Ngarla language, it is suitable, I think, to discuss function C, location, and function F, existence, together, because here a verb comes into play, the verb nini, which means stay, exist, or sit. It would seem to be compulsory here for function F. It is not compulsory for function C. And actually you get a difference in meaning depending on whether you include the verb or not here. So if a verb is used, shouldn't that be defined as the copula verb? I said in the first video when I discussed functions A and B that Ngarla does not have a copula verb. Well, I guess that depends on your definition. But according to Dixon, a copula verb, in order to qualify as a copula verb, a verb needs to be used at least for functions A and B. And here then this verb is used for functions C and F. So no, this is not the Ngarla copula verb in Dixon's definition anyway. So first, function C, location. Here the copula complement, which comes last. In English, usually, it should be an adverb or a noun phrase. According to Dixon, Australian Aboriginal languages do not have prepositions or postpositions usually. So a noun phrase taking local case in the Australian Aboriginal language, which is what we find in Ngarla. So, first we have 2 examples here that are identical, save for the fact that Ninian is included here, Nini, stay, and present tense. So in the first case we have ngonyi, the demonstrative for something that is far away. Maramarangora, maramara, very high up, and ngora, locative. And according to my consultant, this means that thing is very high up. Here it is implied right now, because if you leave the verb out here, you imply a temporary state. If you include the verb, as in ngonyi ninian maramarangora, you imply a durable state instead. So that thing is always very high up. Here, in these sentences, we have partial and complete affectedness instead. And interestingly, my consultant wanted to change the word order when he included the verb. I am not 100% sure why, But anyway, in the first case we have wangali wangali ja, mandoga, half-cooked, locative, meat, locative, marango, maggot. So this means there are some maggots on the half-cooked meat. Here in the second case we get marango, ninian, wangali wangali ja, mandoga, which according to my consultant should be interpreted to mean that maggots are swarming all over the half-cooked meat. Of course, marango is in the singular, and plural, how plural is marked and or implied in Ngarla is actually a highly complicated issue, which I won't go into more details of here and now. So then, without the verb, you imply a temporary state or partial affectedness here in function C in Ngarla. With the verb, you imply a durable state or complete affectedness. But here then, the verb is compulsory. And here Dixon says that non-relational meanings are expressed. What does he mean by that? Well, he means that there isn't necessarily a relation between the subject and the copula complement here. Rather, this is here because a subject is compulsory. Think about it. What does there? In there is water mean or stand for? Yeah, it's there because it's compulsory. In southernmost Sweden, in Scania, which we call Skåne in Swedish, in the dialects there, we find the same construction as in English. So, där är, where där is the same word as English there. It was the same word a millennium ago, but the words have developed in different directions in the two languages. So this word has become där in the dialects in Scania. And since person marking disappeared on Swedish verbs, är or är further north in Sweden is used as the present tense form of the verb to be for all persons. So, där är. This, by the way, implies or indicates that Dixon based his thinking on English. What functions are copula clauses? That is, clauses that include the copula verb used for in English. And then, when he had established that, he looked at the Australian Aboriginal languages to see what was going on there. Because this is not necessarily a construction you find in Australian Aboriginal languages. Rather, you find this. And further north in Sweden, north of Scania, we have another construction with the verb finnas, to exist. However, this is the same as this in the sense that det, it, is there because a subject is compulsory. Yes, it's not there for any other reason. But anyway, here in this Ngarla example, we have this plains kangaroo still exists in the country. So, nyai mangoro. Nyai, the demonstrative for something that is close, and mangoro, kangaroo. Pargara gao. Pargara, plain, taking the case source. So literally, this kangaroo from the plains. Ninian, the verb, in the present tense, Gallia, still, and Waranda. Waran, country, taking the locative suffix. This plains kangaroo still exists in the land. Yes, so the function's location and existence. This will be all for today, but as you know, I will be back, so see you later.